Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Okay. a little bit better, a little bit better. Uh, one of the things that excites me the most, and that is whenever I get to go to a function that where students are being highlighted and things are happening. Somebody once told me, for those of you who know me and have known me for a long time, you know that I don't smile very much. I mean, it's just the way I am. It's all kind of business and things like that. I do try to do it more often now because I'm in a higher profile position in which I'm in front of people a lot. My work before was pretty much in the background. So I try to smile, but I don't do a very good job of it. And people tell me, sometimes people who are a little bit more confident say, well, you know what, you need to smile, you need to do this, things like that. But the one thing that I found very interesting, and I hadn't noticed myself, was when they were saying, well, we can't get him to smile for a picture. And they said, oh, well, just talk about kids. And that always brings a big smile to his face. And I started thinking to myself, you know what, that is right. Like, I'm out there at the awards assembly, at the honors banquets, kinder graduation, and, I'm there, and, it's just, the excitement there, which is what brings to light what you all do here, okay? Today we're here to celebrate people who have had 5, 10, 15, 20, and greater amounts of years of service, okay? And what that translates into is a commitment that we have for our children, our students, okay? And the one thing that I keep telling people, and I'll tell you, we started this 21st century learning last summer. We got together, we created a vision, and we started working and trying to implement 21st century skills. Okay, 21st century skills are very critical. Effective communication, critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability skills. Those are the kind of skills that students are going to need, because it doesn't matter how much content they know. If they can take that content and quickly adapt it to something else, they will continue to be successful in life. It's like, it was real funny, but when I was in the classroom and the computers were starting to come out, some people had the latest and greatest, the IBM, what is it, 1088, or what was it again? What was the computer? 8088. That was one of the first ones, 8088, and that was the latest and greatest, and people were out there and they had this big machine, beautiful machine, and then there was somebody out there with an Apple IIe, okay? But the person with the Apple IIe was doing a lot better than the one with the latest and greatest. Well, why? Well, it was the way they used it, okay? It was the way they used it. So the same thing with our students. They can take the content that they've learned, but if they have survival skills, 21st century skills, like effective communication, critical thinking, problem solving, if they have those kind of skills, it doesn't matter what the future brings, they will be able to adapt and continue to be successful. Now, that's something that, and again, I'm being a little long-winded to bring it back to you. The reason that you, every single one in this room, the reason that you have a job at Weslaco ISD, the reason that you have a job at Weslaco ISD is because in some form or fashion, somehow, you impact student learning. What you do is important for the education of our students. If it was not important, you wouldn't have a job with the district because you wouldn't be needed. Our job is about students, educating the students, preparing them for the future, because they are our future leaders. And you know what? The students that we have, they are world changers. They are going to go out there and change the world. And you know what? They're going to make it a better place for us. And that is very important right here, because as you can see, the valley is exploding right now. Within the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see there's really not going to be any boundaries, and you're already beginning to see that. But the growth is going to finish going across the expressway, and it's going to start going north. Do you know that they're already making plans to make Mile 10 an auxiliary road to the expressway? They're already making plans, okay? Because they know that the growth is going to be so much that the expressway cannot handle that kind of growth or that kind of traffic. So they're going to have an auxiliary out there in Mile 10 that will go from as far south, as far closer to Brownsville as possible, all the way to McAllen. okay? Because that's where they expect to see all that growth coming in. Yesterday, I was at the kinder graduation, and I asked the kids, because I always ask them, okay, class of 2025, where are my 21st century learners? And of course, they all jump up and down, yeah, here, okay? And I said, okay, now, you're the future leaders, the future world changers. And I said, where are my doctors? Okay, so you have a whole group of kids raise their hand. Where are my lawyers? This was kind of interesting, because only 2 kinder, okay? Only 2 hands went up, so they must know something that the rest of us don't know, okay? And then I said, where are my engineers? Well, that was a larger group. Out of these 3, doctors had a good group, lawyers, for whatever reason, only had 2, and then engineers had a larger group. But you know what? Every time that I do that, the engineers are usually the largest group, okay? What was interesting yesterday was that I asked, that I told them, I said, I wouldn't doubt that one of our future presidents of the United States will come from this class. And I said, where are my future presidents? Half of those kindergarten students' hands went up. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us? What? You have kindergarten students, okay? Kindergarten students that already have a vision in mind of what they want to do. 25. These are going to graduate from high school in 2025. They will be going out into the real world, okay, in 2033. 4 years of college and 4 years of graduate school, okay? So look at them getting out into or making an impact in 2040. They're already thinking that way. They are already thinking that way. So can you see why your job is so critical, so important? Because it doesn't matter, remember Kayla at the convocation? My bus driver, Phil. My bus driver, Phil. I mean, he made such an impact on her that she remembered him and mentioned him there in front of, we had, about 1,200 people at one time in that auditorium, okay? But she remembered him, and he made enough of an impact. DP, counselor, okay? And Perla, cafeteria worker. Think about it. Every single person is very important in the education of our students. And that's why you all are very important. Because when we start giving awards for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that shows that you have a commitment to the success of our students. I had them tally up the number of years, and it's 870. That's how much commitment, that's how much experience we have in this room right now. 870 years worth of commitment to our students. So that's why it's truly an honor for me to be here and be doing this, to recognize you for all of that you have done. And again, for our students. It's not about me, it's not about the administration, it's not about anybody, not teachers, and actually not about you, in the sense that the reason that we're here and the reason that we work so hard is because of our students that we have. Because we want them to be successful and come back here to the Valley and help us with the growth that we're going to experience here within the next 10, 15 years. So I want to say thank you to you. Okay, and I had all of your supervisors, I want them to congratulate you as you're receiving these awards, okay, because again, we truly appreciate everything that you do for our students. So we can never thank you enough. And one thing that I'll tell people a lot of times, if someday I forget to tell you, say thank you, and know that I do appreciate you, okay? Sometimes I get a little busy and might forget to say it, but no, I do thank you for everything that you do. And again, what we all do together is going to help make our students highly successful, which will help build our Valley and make it what it needs to be. And that's, the Mecca of the world. With that, I guess we're going to need to go ahead and get started. And look, I am the very first one here. Does everybody have a program? Okay, good. Okay, first one is with 30 years of experience is Ms. Melba Grado. Thank you. And right next to Melba is Ms. Rosemary Rodriguez. Rosemary is a lot of times behind the scenes, but very, very important. So thank you, Rosemary. And next, it was too many people, right, Rosemary? Business office. First one, business office is Lisette Cardosa with 5 years. Congratulations, Lisette. "30 years from business office, Graciela Cárdenas. Oh, no, this is not Gracie. I think that since she got to pick it up, she's going to get to keep it. From the purchasing department, Valdemar Garcia. Thank you. Human resources. We have Ms. Lucy Salinas. Lucy, thank you. Lucy. Career and technology. We have Carlos Perez with 5 years of experience. Carlos, thank you. Everybody wanting to do their own thing, right? Some take the shortcut, some shake hands, some do high fives. Know that we want to thank you for everything that you do. Career and technology again, Oscar Garcia with 20 years of experience. Oscar and I knew each other when we were going to college, so.
What college, sir?
UT? It might have been a little obvious. District Library Services. We have Ms. Leticia Morales, 25 years of experience. Thank you. And now, me again. Ms. Elma Calvillo with 40 years of experience. Intake Center, Frank Calderon with 15 years of experience. Or should I say 15 years of service to the district and to our students. Also from the Intake Center, Ruben Juarez with 35 years of experience. The sooner we finish, the sooner we can get to the cake, right? CNI, Roxy Villalobos with 5 years of experience. Thank you. Okay, now from curriculum and instruction again, Sergio Garcia with 20 years of experience. And also from the CNI with 25 years of experience is Mari Galvan. Here you go, Ms. Mari.
That's on, Mari.
Okay, Special Education Department, Silvia Cantu with 10 years of experience for service. Gracias. Special Ed Department, Paula Delgadillo with 10 years of service. Also from the Special Ed Department, Nidia Dominguez with 10 years of service. Thank you, Nidia. Also from the Special Ed Department is Melissa Vela with 25 years of experience. Thank you. From the Evaluation and Accountability, we have Eva Mireles with 10 years of service. Eva, thank you. Technology. We have Ruben Elizondo with 15 years of service. Ruben, thank you. Joseph Hales with 15 years of service. Joseph, thank you. Lily Salinas with 15 years of service. Thank you, Lily. Next, from the Technology Department, we have Ms. Clara Reyes with 20 years of service. I just want to let you know that we want to keep Ms. Reyes in our thoughts and in our prayers. Her grandmother passed away, and they just had the funeral this morning, so she was not able to join us today. But please keep her in your thoughts and in your prayers. Technology Department, Carla Valdez, 20 years of service. Thank you. Energy Management. Roberto Garza with 5 years of service. Jesus Ortiz with 10 years of service. Jesus, thank you. Custodial, Raul Martinez with 15 years of service. Raul, thank you. Title I regular, Nilda Alvarez with 15 years of service. Title I migrant, Yolanda Caballero with 40 years of service. Yolanda, Ms. Peña was not able to make it, so I hope you don't mind, but I'll give you your service award.
Thank you, sir.
Here you go. Let's turn around.
Oh, sorry.
Warehouse and print shop. Andres. Orlando's in a kind of like this situation that he's the first one on the list with 15 years of service. So Mr. Sanchez is going to give him the award. And then he'll have to stay here because he needs to do the other two. Also from warehouse and print shop, Jose Castillo with 20 years of service. Next we have Melchor Martinez, 30 years of service. Sure. Thank you. Next we have Safety and Security Department, Juan Mesa with 20 years of service. Juan just can't get rid of his old boss, so. Next one is state compensatory programs. Claudia Lanís with 15 years of service.
It's 15, not 50.
Oh, did I say 50? Next we have the KWES department. Valentin Zamora with 10 years of service. Thank you. Next we have the food service department. We have Ms. Dora Peña with 25 years of service. Thank you, Dora. Dora's a very important person in all of these functions, right? because we're trying to get to that part of the program that is very important. The next group is from the maintenance department. Jesus Marin Castillo with 5 years of service. Jesus. Thank you. Next, we have Manuel Cortez with 10 years of service. He couldn't be with us today. The next one is Jose de Leon with 10 years of service. Jose, thank you. Next, we have Orlando Galvan with 10 years of service. Orlando, thank you. Next, we have Rene Rodriguez with 10 years of service. Next, we have Ruben Palomo with 15 years of service. Ruben, thank you. Next, we have Mario Pinon with 15 years of service. Next, we have Joel Rios with 15 years of service. Rios, ¿cómo le ha ido? Gracias. Next, we have Lino Lopez with 20 years of service. Lino, thank you. And next, we have Joe Martinez with 35 years of service. Next, last but not least, is Juan Palomares with 35 years of service. Just let me say again that we want to thank you. The reason we had the supervisors, I know some of you didn't want to go and shake hands, but that's fine. You know, we want to thank you for all that you do. Again, it's all about our students. 21st century, what we want to do is we want to have a structure in place that guarantees the success of our students so that doesn't matter what happens in the future, they will be successful. And that's why we're pushing the technology, the digital age learning, because if we can make them self-learners, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if they don't get the quality instruction that they deserve or that they need, either in later years in school or in college or wherever. It doesn't matter because they will be self-learners and they will succeed because they will be able to adapt. Remember one of the skills that we put up there? Adaptability skills. Well, they will have that. And again, that's why your role in the school district and what you do is so critical and so important, because everybody will help to make them the success that they need to become or that they can become. So the only thing that I want to say in closing is that I am trying desperately to catch up to Ms. Calvillo and Ms. Caballero, but I don't know that I'll be able to catch up. They've been with us for 40 years, and again, they've made a commitment to the district just like every single one of you has. So again, thank you very much for everything that you do, and thank you for those of you that came to support your peers or your colleagues in this awards.